Worrying can really get in the way of us living the best life. Does it ever affect you where actually you're so focused on worrying or just this chronic worry that it can interfere with your sleep, maybe even your eating habits, maybe constantly thinking about other people? If so, then this is a video where we can explore what is worrying, why do we do it? I've got some questions for us to explore, and then most importantly, some top tips with maybe a couple that you've not heard before. So let's get on with it. Now, with worrying is that we need to remind ourselves that it's our instinct. It's that fight, flight or freeze. Imagine a saber-toothed tiger was to come through this window. We're going to react in different ways. I'm either going to grab a chair and fight it with all my might. I'm going to either freeze and just stand there and not know what to do, or I am going to absolutely leg it. When we face these new situations where we face uncertainty, that's what happens, is our body goes into that fight, flight or freeze. It's our survival mode. But often what can happen is that if we do too much of that, that's when it becomes almost overwhelming. It can really interfere in different aspects of our life where, like I said, sleeping, eating habits, having the confidence or the confidence to actually want to go and socialise with other people. Alternatively, maybe it's just when we're on our own and when we're with our own thoughts, it's just this chronic worry that can really get in the way. Another question to explore is, what are you worrying about? Now, I know this sounds so silly and you're going to be like, but Jo, I just worry about everything. And I get that. However, if you're to break it down and really explore it, what is it that you're worrying about? What is it that's on your plate? Now, what I'd recommend you to do is grab a pen and piece of paper and literally dump all your worries onto a piece of paper, a mind dump, because sometimes it's only then that we can recognise what is it that we're really worrying about. But just thinking about it, be really specific. Don't just say school. What is it at school? Is it friendships? Is it deadlines? Is it the amount of work? Is it certain teachers? Is it certain subjects? Because only when we really explore what is it that is triggering us to worry, that we can actually then build our awareness and actually find solutions or strategies that can better help us when we are in that state of worry, when it is about something so particular. Okay, so let's look at some tips and tricks for you to try if you are an excessive worrier. I'm going to save one of my favourite ones to the very end. But with that, what I'd like us to explore is a way of you being able to check in with yourself. And with that, one of the best things to bring you back to the here and now. So not when we're thinking about the future and the what ifs and kind of just, I need to do this and I need to do that. And what about if I don't get the grades? What about if I don't get into uni? What about if I don't get a really good job after school? What about if I don't get the house of my dreams? What about if I don't find somebody to fall in love with? Equally, sometimes what we do is we dwell about the past and it's like all these missed opportunities. So actually, to bring us to the here and now is all about, it's having a sense of this, what you are grateful for. Now, when you bring it back, and I'm going to put a video about now, which is a previous video about how to practice gratitude, but it's about the power of gratitude, the power of thinking about what you're grateful for in the here and now can be really beneficial. Now, if we're a chronic worrier, sometimes we're not very good at this, and that is called rest. Now, when I say about rest, what I'm asking you to do is to have ideally no phone and to simply be with yourself. And if that's to go for a walk, then to go for a walk without music. And if that's just too unbearable, then at least try it with maybe turning your music off for a couple of minutes. I want you to be able to find your reset button. What is it that can allow you to just hit reset? It might be listening to music, it might be taking a nap, it might be kind of drawing or colouring or creating lyrics or whatever it might be. But it's about finding your thing of what kind of brings comfort and allows you to rest, allows this to just calm down a little. Now, for me, I love journaling. I don't do it all the time, and you don't have to do journaling all the time, but it's just about recognising what are the things that you enjoy doing. One of my favourite things that you can also consider doing is to create a playlist of your favourite songs to lift your mood up, okay? Music is so powerful, it's incredible. And equally, looking through photos, having a specific album which is all of your good times that you can go to, just to remind you that no matter how bad you're feeling with your worrying right now, that it will pass. That moment of worry will pass. But sometimes what happens is we're then hit by another wave of worry and another wave of worry. But they pass. It's just about learning to understand them and control them. So then we're more adaptable to when they do arrive. I need us to recognise the importance of having a sleep schedule, because sometimes what happens is worrying can affect our sleep. Okay, so with that, worrying can stop us from having the ability to fall asleep, because we're lying there thinking, I must get to sleep, I must get to sleep, oh, I'm going to feel so tired tomorrow, when actually it just makes that going to sleep so much harder. I'm just thinking, I've got so many videos that I could be like, and here's another video about sleeping, because there genuinely is. There's a playlist actually here on the channel about helping you sleep, but it's just about you reminding yourself that as you're getting ready for bed, and this is why having a sleep routine is so important, because then you can allow yourself to tell your body, to tell your brain, I'm getting ready for bed, I'm going to bed soon. And with that will allow that sleepy hormone, that melatonin, to naturally creep in, rather than all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to go to bed now, and you're just lying there. Yeah, it can be frustrating. So yeah, make sure you've got that sleep routine. Another good one is to make sure that you exercise. Exercise is so good for you, because instead of you thinking about the future or dwelling on the past, you're just trying to maybe focus on keeping your breath, or if it's a really hard workout, then just to make sure that you can get through the next exercise class or the next minute of running or whatever it might be. London Marathon update is it's creeping up. But with that, it's just really important. Exercise can really help you. It can burn that negative energy that you're using in your brain with worry. So don't knock it until you tried it. My next couple is open up about how you're feeling. Ideally to a trusted adult, whether that's a family member, an adult friend, your teacher, pastoral at school. But I want you to recognise that when you're holding on to all of this, all these worries, right? Imagine your worst vegetable ever that you can't stand the smell of and you can't stand the taste of or the texture, okay? Imagine each of your worries like that, and it's getting heavier and harder. The thing is though, it's only by you talking about them, no matter how small it might be, how insignificant it might feel, is you giving that person, allowing them to kind of just have that worry. And once you've discussed it, it won't be so heavy, because you won't necessarily need to hold it again. My next one is, if you do need professional help, then ask a trusted adult in your family, parents, carers, to maybe see if you need to go to the doctors. It's not weak to speak, and it's so important that you're going to get the right support for you. So if you need that professional help, either at the doctors or maybe ask at school. Some schools have a counselling service, so that may be something, or mentoring or coaching, so that might be something you can look into. And my last one is about the vagus nerve. Now that is, in simple terms, attached to the vocal cords. Now your vocal cords, by singing or humming or chanting, can bring this sense, this vibration, which can be a really calm sense. So with that, even if it's just and literally allowing you to hold that hum for as long as you can, it might be about, I don't know, it might be 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but just hold it, breathing in and allowing it to go again. It's those type of techniques that I can't allow you to knock it until you've tried it, okay? Because it's trying to find what fits for you. We're all different, we're all individuals, we're all unique. So stop trying to think, oh, well, that works for that person, that should work for me, because that's not how it works. Yeah, that's not. God, wouldn't it be simple if it was? Just as simple as that. Rescue remedy helps some people, for other people it doesn't. That's okay, but it's about you finding what works for you. And if you haven't found it yet, that's okay. It just means that we need to carry on exploring it to see what is it that works for you. Anyway, Little Miss Chatterbox, I need to go. Look after yourselves, guys. Stay awesome, and I look forward to doing a video next week. See you later.